Hi, beautiful souls. If you have been feeling very lost and confused on your path, then this is going to be the video for you. Today we're going to be talking about the new moon in Leo, and the way that we're going to structure this video is we're going to start off by talking very briefly about some astrological transits. Then we're going to get into some guided messages that I was receiving, and finally we're going to do a guided meditation that is going to give you and activate within you the clarity that you're looking for on your path at this point in time. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. So regarding the astrological transits, so Leo traditionally rules the fifth house in the zodiac sign in our natal charts. And the fifth house is often about love and relationships, but not the long-term partnership kind, more about the shorter term kinds of relationships. It can be about frivolity. It can be about having unexpected kids. It can be about gambling. But the thing that most wants to come through right now is about love, especially because we have Venus in retrograde as well as Chiron in retrograde. And actually, there are 6 planets in retrograde right now. And in about a week, Mercury is also going to be in retrograde, making it 7 planets in retrograde. But essentially, with the Leo new moon, and Venus and Chiron in retrograde, this is going to be a time period where we are going to have more of a focus on relationships, both with others but also within ourselves. And this is a time when we may feel a bit more insecure or notice insecurities that we've had that we haven't paid attention to start to surface, and see how they really play into our relationships and have the opportunity to refine them, tweak them, work on them, release them. And I think coupled with Mercury retrograde, which is always having us kind of review our communication styles and the way in which we think, that is also going to give us another opportunity to really refine ourselves and kind of heal some things with regards to relationships that we haven't really done before, the aspects that are specifically about ourselves and how we interact with others, what we expect, how we work with the world, and some of the walls that we put up around ourselves or even put up around others, and boxes that we may be putting them into. The thing that I get about the Leo new moon is it makes me think of a lion, obviously Leo, but a lion that's lost his or her throne, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So if you have been feeling lost in life, like maybe you used to have a sense of glory or success that feels unattainable to you now, or it feels like it's not really part of your life anymore, and somehow you've lost sight of that, or you don't really know where you want to go in life or what you want to manifest or what you want to create, or there's so many different options and you just can't decide which one, just know that you're kind of in alignment with at least what I'm feeling with regards to this new moon, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. So just speaking about this from a more metaphorical standpoint right now, when a lion or a king or queen loses their throne, that can be really devastating. That can feel like something just got pulled out from under them. And maybe that's something that you've been feeling a lot yourself over the past 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But despite the king or queen not having their throne, they are still a king and queen in who they are. They are still royalty. They still embody those same characteristics that kept them on the throne when they were on it, that they were revered for, honored for. And just because you take away the throne doesn't mean that who you are is taken away as well. Who you are still exists, and who you are can rebuild even better than before a new kingdom and a new throne with a fresh perspective, and being able to shed the old and bring in the new, because now you don't have that throne that you're kind of stuck with or that has been there out of tradition. In this metaphorical example, you now have a clean slate in which you can create any design of throne and kingdom that you want and structure your kingdom and its rules and laws the way that you prefer now. So it can feel very drastic when we lose something or feel like we have lost something and can't get it back. But it actually presents a new opportunity for us to be able to create something new, something fulfilling that we actually want as the version, the king and queen that we are today, versus the king and queen that we were before or conditioned to be before through society and expectations. Now we get to be fresh in our perspective, and that can be a really, really exciting thing. So getting into some more specific downloads, and I actually received these downloads on August 10th is when I actually wrote these down, but I wasn't truly inspired, like that inspired action to create it now. And I kind of understand why. So pulling into some of the guidance that I received earlier for the new moon in Leo. The first thing is activation. So this is definitely a very, very powerful time for activations. Now we just closed Lionsgate, that Lionsgate portal of the alignment of Sirius, our spiritual sun, and our sun and earth. And so that portal is now closed, but I was still feeling that we're actually having a second portal right now. So for the next week between now and Mercury retrograde, there is a second portal. So this is a really, really important time, not only because of the new moon, but also because I'm sensing the second portal for us to be able to set our intentions and to call in the things that we want to manifest and to bring in the abundance. Before it was a little bit more about abundance in terms of finances or monetary, and now it feels a little bit more about abundance in regards to love and self-love, but really anything that you want to call in at this particular time. In order to take advantage of this portal, the second portal that we have opening right now, it's very, very important for you to meditate. So if you are not a regular meditator, I highly recommend that for this next week of August 17th to August 23rd or August 22nd, really, I would really focus on meditation. I would meditate 30 to 60 minutes a few times during the week. Yeah, a few times during the week, I would meditate. And it's really important that you meditate, because what meditation does is it allows us to clear our minds and calm it down, and clear our bodies and calm it down. And when we do that, we don't have this mental filter or this mental block that keeps out the energies, the activations, the portal from coming into and seeping into our subconscious and our conscious minds. And when we have walls put up, it's not only in the mind, it can be in our energy body as well, where we feel really tense, or we can't really trust, or we can't really open up. And so that also creates a wall that doesn't allow these activations from this portal to really enter into our auric field fully, and then enter into our soul and our energy body fully, to be able to integrate with us and start magnetizing our desires to us. So if you don't meditate, this is the time for the next week to meditate 30 to 60 minutes a few times a week. And if you do meditate, definitely keep it up, and maybe ramp up how long you meditate during this time period, so that you are truly relaxed and able to receive the magic of this particular time. There's been a lot of cosmic gunk, right? For the past 4 months, 6 months that's been going on. And then now we're about to have 7 planets in retrograde. So there's a lot of things that have been happening in the cosmos. It's been creating a lot of chaos, confusion, a lot of, gunk, a lot of frustration, a lot of feeling like you're so close to something and then it gets pulled away. Or you finally get something, but it's not really clear and you're stuck in this gray zone over and over and over and over again. Or you get so close to something, and just like disappointments have abounded, right? I feel like this cosmic gunk that's been happening, even though the planets are still going to be in retrograde, I feel like the gunk is starting to clear away. It's starting to ease up a little bit. There's starting to be that light at the end of the tunnel. Let's see, anything else I wrote? Yeah, the wheel is turning. So it's not like things are going to suddenly be better tomorrow, but I do feel like it's very, very soon. So I feel like the number 2, so within 2 weeks or 2 months, or both, depending on how it works out for you. So some of you may start to feel it in 2 weeks and then continue to feel it in 2 months. Some of you may not necessarily feel it until 2 months, but I get the number 2. So it's definitely coming here, and allow it to take the time that it's gonna take. The wheel is turning, so don't push the wheel. It's already turning in the direction that you want it to be, in alignment with yourself and in alignment with what it can do with the cosmic energies that are currently happening. So don't push the wheel, allow the wheel to take the time that it's going to take. And that's really important, because we are in a new moon. And so the new moon is often the time that a lot of people like to set their intentions. And for this Leo new moon, I feel like this is a time where we are really going to be, whatever intentions we set and that we plant right now, they're not going to materialize by the end of this lunar cycle, but they are going to materialize down the line. So don't be looking for immediate results right now. You are going to get the results. They are going to happen, but these results may take 3 months, may take 6 months. So this is definitely a time when we're planting seeds for blessings that we are going to be getting. Months, for some weeks, but for the most part, months later, But you may start noticing, for some of you, synchronicities that are happening sooner rather than later. So you may be setting intentions and they don't actually materialize for like 3 months, 6 months, but in a few weeks, you notice that there are some syncs that are showing you I'm on the right path. Now, when those syncs start to happen, don't get super caught up in the syncs, because that's when we muck up our energy even more. We're like, oh my God, there's a sign. What am I supposed to do now? Like, sign. Like, yeah, what's next? Like, should I take action? Should I do something? Just notice the signs, appreciate the signs, and carry on with whatever practice you're doing. Because when we start thinking, what should I do, what should I do, what should I do, that's when we're trying to push that wheel, and the wheel's got to turn on its own. It's already turning in your favor. Just let it do its thing. This is also a really powerful time for you to connect with your spirit team and spirit beings, or to reconnect if you haven't connected with them in a little while. It's definitely time to connect with your spirit team, your soul family, your spirit family. And yeah, so that includes your guides, your higher selves, your angels, your ancestors, any ETs, anything like that. This is a really powerful time because that portal is opening, and so we're meditating, we're more receptive, we're more open to the kinds of wisdom that they want to share with us. And then because we're more open, we're also able to share what's truly in our hearts with them. And so they're going to get clear messages from us in return. So we receive it from them and they get it from us, because we're sharing ourselves, we're bearing our heart and our souls without those walls being as high and as strong. And so they can hear the true calls of our heart without the ego filters and minds and conditions and caveats and all that. And that's going to help create these seeds that are actually going to be planted, that are actually going to give you the success that you're looking for. So that is what I'm feeling about the new moon. Those are the downloads that I got. So now let's go ahead and move into a really, really powerful meditation that is going to give you the clarity that you're looking for. And it's going to give you the clarity either directly in the meditation, or you're going to receive it within 2 or 3 days of the meditation. And you're either going to receive it as downloads or inspired ideas, inspired action, or maybe through somebody else conversing with you, or overhearing a stranger, or being drawn to a particular book, or some other form or fashion. But you are going to get your next steps, and maybe even the full answer to what you're looking for in life right now. Especially if you don't know, and even if you don't know, even if you do know what you're looking for, this will allow you to get more specifics and get more details around what is to come for you. That can be very, very delicious and juicy and special. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get into the meditation. So take a moment to get comfortable. You can lie down. You can sit down on your meditation pillow or in a chair like I am doing right now. And once you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. And let's take some deep breaths together. We're going to take 2 deep breaths, because that's the number that's been popping up here. So 2 deep breaths. So breathe in and out. And in and out. And noticing now any parts of your body that feel relaxed, or parts of your body that maybe you feel some gentle tingles in, some energy moving through. Just kind of sitting with that and enjoying it. Noticing any chakras that feel more activated, more open and in flow. And taking deep breaths throughout the process. And allowing those parts of us that feel relaxed to really radiate out into our auric field, creating a beautiful glow of golden light or any color that feels right to you. Lighting up your entire auric field, creating a beautiful bubble of activation. And now noticing very gently any areas of tension in the body. And allowing the parts of your body and your auric field that embody relaxation to kind of seep into those tense places and take over. Feeling more relaxed now than we did before. Breathing into any places that you think need a little more relaxation. Taking just one more moment here. Feeling grounded. And now you feel yourself walking through a forest. You feel your bare feet on the cold earth. You feel your body relaxed as you take this nice stroll through the forest. Taking note of what time of day it is. It's quiet here. And that feels really nice, having this space and this time to yourself. Feeling fully relaxed. And as you're walking along this forest, you come upon an object, just sitting there, kind of along the pathway that you're on. And as you get closer, it looks like a bench, a chair, some kind of seating place. Take note of what it looks like, how big or small it is, the material that it's made of, any adornments it may or may not have. And as you get closer, you notice it's got a little bit of dust on it, a little bit of dirt. There seems to be a metallic nameplate on it. You walk closer to this item, this object, and you brush off the metallic plate. And you see something inscribed. The first thing that you see in the inscription is that it's your name, and it represents the old you. What else do you see on this inscription? You might see words or symbols. You might not be able to make any words out, and you just have a sense, a feeling of what might be said on this metallic label, inscription. You might just know, you might hear whispers from the inscription, however it wants to show up for you at this time. And if you feel like you receive nothing, know that you are receiving everything that you need at this point in time. And it will come into your awareness in divine timing within 2 to 3 days. You take a step back, honoring this chair, honoring this bench, this couch, whatever it may be, knowing that this is your old throne, the throne of the old you. But you've let go of this old you, and so this throne has collected dust. You look over to the side and you see space. Space for a new seating arrangement. And you walk over to this space. This space represents all that you desire to be and all that you can be, knowing that all that you desire to be is all that you can and all that you will be. A guide appears. It's your higher self. And they motion to this space, and you know it's time for you to create your new seating arrangement, your new throne. You can create anything that you wish. A throne appears for you, coming from the depths of your soul. What does this throne look like? What is it made of? How big or small is it? How is it adorned or not adorned? Is it a couch representing comfort with seats for two? Is it a lawn chair representing your connection to nature, the outdoors, and wanting to be connected to the universe? Is it a royal thorn representing your step into leadership or your connection to the abundance you want to bring into your life? However it appears is perfect. It's exactly what your soul wants you to express at this point in your journey. And you can come back to this forest at different phases in your life to acknowledge the old throne and a new one you want to create next. Your higher self looks at your throne pleased and honored that you allowed your soul to express itself fully here today, and truly pleased with what your soul has presented, and excited for your future that is more aligned and more on your path than ever before. And that will bring many more blessings than you ever thought possible. Your higher self motions at you to turn and face your higher self, and so you do. And your higher self anoints you on your forehead, at the top of your head, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your chakra, and your tailbone. Your higher self anoints your shoulders and the palms of your hands, and the tops of each one of your feet. Blessing you on this path and blessing your journey forward. Your higher self then moves to your throne and anoints it as well, cleansing it and preparing it to receive you. And because of this anointment, you feel connected to your throne. It's starting to feel like you, and it's starting to feel incredibly welcoming. You're drawn to your throne now, and you take a seat, or you lie down. And it feels good, wonderful. It's got some space. There's room for you to grow into it, but you know it's right for you. And now you sit here on this throne, and your higher self has some messages to share with you as you start to embody the new king and queen that you are. You relax into your throne, ready to hear. What messages does your higher self share with you now to guide you on your journey, to give you the clarity you need, and any steps it would serve you to take at this time? Your higher self wraps up their final messages for you. And you feel so loved, so activated. You know a profound shift has been created within you. You feel energized, ready to take on the world, but also balanced, ready to hear divine's timing, ready to co-create on this journey. And now you may sit here on your throne, embodying its energy and its vibration for as long as you would like. Simply pause the video if that's what you would like to do. And when you're ready, wiggle your toes. Gently stretch out your neck and your spine. And open your eyes. All right, welcome back. So remember that you can do this meditation and take this journey as many times as you would like. And if you are new to meditating and you're like, ooh, I gotta meditate 30 to 60 minutes a few times a week for this week until Mercury retrograde, I don't really know where to start. This might be the perfect place for you to start. You can redo this meditation and start it off there and then pause the video and sit as long as you would like. And maybe you and your higher self go further into the forest and have other awakenings and other journeys. And it's important that you honor the throne that came up for you. And maybe it didn't look like what you would like. Maybe you are somebody that is of a Leo energy and you feel really royal and you like appearances. If you are that kind of Leo, every Leo is going to be different. We're actually all signs, but just as an example. And maybe what showed up as your new throne is some lumpy couch. And you're like, that's not what I want my throne to look like. But maybe that lumpy couch is a love seat. It's got room for two, and it represents you and your partner that's ready to come in and rule with you. And maybe that lumpy couch represents that you're ready to honor who you are and see the royalty in yourself and maybe let go of certain things. And so that lumpy couch, maybe you don't like how it looks, but look at or observe and write down ideas for what it might represent for you. It might represent that now is a time when you get to actually really be yourself and relax and wear sweats, maybe something you've always wanted to do but never allowed yourself to do. So this is a very specific example, right? It really depends on what you got and what it represents for you. So I would take a moment to journal down anything that came up regarding the old throne and anything that came up regarding the new throne, any guidance that you received. And I would allow it to kind of sit in your mind. And if you have ideas on what it represents, write it down. And you may come back a day or two later and have new ideas for what it may represent. Don't scratch out the old, just add to other ideas that come up, because it's all going to mean something and different things will stand out, and maybe there'll be certain themes, and that will give you the clarity that you're looking for where you want to go next, or what choice you want to make next, or what of all the things you can manifest you want to manifest next. Or if you have no idea what you'd want to manifest, it will start giving you clues and ideas and inspirations around that. And of course, remember that any guidance that you receive now, if you didn't actually receive it, you will receive it some form or fashion. And if you did receive something, you may still receive more in some form or fashion over the next few days. So be open. This is a portal, and the guides are here listening to you and also giving you guidance too. So this is a portal. So meditate over the next week between now and Mercury retrograde, and this will set you up really nicely. And you can, of course, continue this practice of meditating even during Mercury retrograde. And I'm planning to do a Mercury retrograde video that will be like this too. So we'll see what energies want to come up for that. For this new moon in Leo, the downloads came on August 10th, so 7 days ago. But it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes it's the day before, the day of, a few days before. So I will get more downloads regarding the Mercury retrograde, and we'll talk about that then. But yeah, this is a really powerful practice that can help you throughout all of life and give you guidance at any point in time when you're wanting to shed the old and bring in the new. And the new moon is about entering a new cycle, so shedding the old cycle and entering into something new and creating something new and setting intentions. And this is a really beautiful, magical, symbolic way of doing that. And the subconscious loves symbolism. That's how it communicates with us. And so when we communicate back that way through these kinds of meditations and really listen, then we're sending our desires to the universe in the language that they already speak. And it makes the manifestations and the connection and the path open in significantly more profound ways. So I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this meditation and the guidance that's here. I hope you have a wonderful new moon in Leo. And if you're interested in working with me like this more closely and a little bit more consistently, I do have a 6-week course that is on Udemy, and you can access it or find it through my website, www.spiritualactivationacademy.com. And that is a journey that we go on together for about 6 weeks, and we have 4 very deep meditations that will allow you to connect more deeply with your purpose and your mission, as well as your divine gifts, and also receive action steps on how you can proceed going forward. And we talk about so much more than that. We talk about light codes and soul codes and what those are. We talk about alchemy. We talk about divine feminine, divine masculine energy and how to incorporate the two together. Manifestation. We talk a little bit about moon cycles. So lots of content that I think will really serve you well there. And if you're really just looking for a meditation to do during this time period, I do have 4 guided meditations that are super beautiful and will take you on an adventure like this one, but longer. They're usually about 20 to 30 minutes long, and you can find them in my Etsy shop at www.etsy.com/shop/PsychicTS. So if you're interested in that, I would love it if you would join. I'm getting lots of great feedback on both of those things. And aside from that, I will catch you in the next video.